I tell you, I'm super excited to be here with you today and right now. Happy 2024. But you know what? The wonkiest thing happened. And I know there's a message into the whole why the wonkiest thing just happened, but we're going to get into it. I'm going to give you an opportunity to go ahead and join the room, get settled in. Because, right now it looks like it's just me in the room. But I'm a waiting for you. I'm a waiting. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna share with y'all. I'm gonna share with y'all what's going on, okay? And I know what it is. I was like, okay, we're gonna do the first hour of Spiritual Empower Hour, and then we're gonna do the readings the second hour. Spirit was like, it's Empower Hour. It's an hour, right? So I'm being forced to go live on this cell phone of mine that ain't got a full battery, because we gonna stay within the hour. I realize what Spirit doing. I see you, Spirit. I see you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let me know who's on and where you are coming from. Hey, somebody just joined. Who's with me? Let me know. Go ahead and leave a comment. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My water's all foggy because it's toilet water. I'm kidding. It's lemon water. Who's on with me today? Thanks, Mom. It can go right here. So yeah, y'all, I can't find my laptop. I have my mom's laptop right here, right? I've been doing some work on her laptop, and I literally had a group session on Friday on my laptop, and I'm like, where did I put it? I done looked everywhere. My mom went and looked. My laptop has disappeared. And so I was logging in from hers, and it's like it don't accept. Hey, for Lisa, it doesn't accept. Like I can't go live on it. So I'm like, cell phone, it is. Hey, 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 Mom, how you live? Oh wait, that's not you. I see the bag lady. Hey, Stephanie. At first I thought you were my mom because I see lady and hers is lady. She's waving. She's going home now. So yes, yes, yes. I'm so grateful you guys joined. But anyways, y'all, send some prayers, send some positive energy that I find my laptop. Like I literally looked everywhere, and my house is clean, so it's not like it's places for it to hide. Where is my laptop? That's the question. So I'm just thanking Spirit in advance for guiding me and letting me know where it is. But cell phone it is today. So you know what? I'm not going to take up a whole lot of time. I'm going to get into the message because it's been a while and I am so excited to be with y'all. So let's see what message Spirit has for us. Highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, helpful companions of highest light and love. I thank you for delivering messages rooted in highest light, love, and truth. Okay, and pull from the bottom. All right. Okay, so this first card we have, it came in reverse. Hey, Alexa, how are you? And it is woman holding a coin. We also have angel of love. We have deceit. And then in reverse, we have magician and the mirror. Okay, so let's see why the two cards came in reverse. Okay, so there's something coming in that for many of those of you that are with me today, hey, Nia, many of you are in this space of blocking your blessings, right? Specifically your financial blessings. You are not tapping into your ability to be the maker, the creator, and the destroyer of your reality, right? So it's showing up as a self-deceit, right? Now, one of the ways that you're going to get beyond that, believe it or not, is through self-love, right? It's through healing yourself enough to love yourself enough to know that you're worthy, you're deserving, and to tap into your power, right? Many of us are still operating on an old system, but we're in a new frequency, and it's time for you to catch up and begin operating there. It's time for you to stop thinking that you aren't good enough, you don't have enough, you can't do enough, you can't create enough, because you are, you can, right? And you will as soon as you shift this mindset. What would you like to talk about for 2024? What message would you like to deliver? Now is the time for you to be brand new, right? Now, for some of you, this isn't speaking about like a major shift, right? It feels like a slight tweak, right? Just tweaking something really slightly will get you to where you're choosing to be. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions, right? But we're in this season of our lives where we're being called to make a change, as slight as it is. And that one little slight change can make a world of difference. So as you're moving into this system, it's like the world is going so fast, right? That we're just going from one year to the next, one season to the next, and we're not really slowing down to say, where am I now? How do I feel now, right? What am I thinking now? How am I producing now? How am I creating now? And is it aligned with what I'm choosing for myself tomorrow, right? Is it aligned? Sometimes we just keep going, that we don't take a time out to do that. One of the things last year that I was encouraging the Soul Sisters and the Activating You mentorship to start doing is literally every day waking up and asking yourself, how are you feeling? Right? How are you feeling? Because a lot of times people will ask, how are you? How you doing? How you feeling? And our natural response is, oh, I'm good, right? Because really we feel like they're not really interested in how I'm feeling. They're not really interested in what's really going on. So this is just my natural response. But oftentimes what that's doing is we're so out of touch with what we're really feeling that we don't give ourselves the opportunity to even know what's required so that we can actually feel good, right? So if you start doing that during your meditation, your prayer time in the morning, if you just pause and you just say, how are you feeling today? What are you feeling, right? And if it's a high vibe feeling, great, but if it's a low vibe feeling, then asking that part of you that's feeling that, what can I do today to make you feel better? And really listen, because those parts of you will speak. They'll tell you exactly what they require in every moment, but it's up to you to dive deep and ask, right? Creating that safe space for your inner being, right? That inner being that's connected to your 3D self to talk about what's going on so that you can elevate. Let's see what you all are saying. Oh, I'm so glad you're here too. Hey, Diamond. How you doing, sis? So you guys know that Diamond is a part of the Activating You Ashworth Scott Life Sculpting team, right? I was just recording some videos about the upcoming April Activating You retreat, so that was fresh on my mind. But anyways, she just had her own event this weekend and had a full house, and the energy there was so vibrant, so alive. If you guys have not experienced Diamond's healing energy, I would say click the link and go ahead and schedule, because she's bomb. Okay, so we have Victory. We also have 6th chakra Archangel Metatron. There's that third eye. And then we have indecision, right? So a lot of what's coming in today is you being encouraged and prompted to slow down, right? To literally slow down and take self-inventory. Slow down and take self-inventory. There's so many blessings available to you right now. There's so much opportunity available for you right now. But if you're still just going, you're going to miss it, right? You're going to miss it. So your victory is dependent on the level of your faith and your ability to connect to self and source so that you can be guided, right? And it's time for you to make a decision, right? It starts there. If you're still in this space of, well, I think, I kind of feel, maybe, right? Well, then that's the type of results you're going to get. But when you're like, you know what, no matter what, this is what I'm choosing for myself because it serves my highest good, I'm doing it. Now just guide me. If you don't have all that's required to do whatever is serving your highest good, that's where you say, my choice is made and I have faith, I trust. Now, y'all remember that little story I shared with y'all, how I was guided to move here. Remember, I was guided. Spirit said, stop living in fear. Go ahead and move to Tennessee. And when you do, no expectations. And I was like, okay, well, then I'm going to trust you. You're going to provide the funds, because right now, Sister Girl just didn't have it. My bank account was like, you gonna do what? When? Right? And it was like, okay, all right, Spirit, this is what you're saying. This is our plan. Guide me. Right? And Spirit did. And then I shared with y'all how when I got here, I was on L&I, right? But outside of that, I wasn't making enough for my business to take care of me and my son. And when L&I abruptly stopped, I knew it was coming. But when it stopped in December, I moved here in August, it stopped. I was like, am I getting a job? Because What we finna do? Be homeless? And Spirit said, you living in fear or you living in faith? And I chose faith, and I said, guide me, right? This is something that I've said to you guys. Well, those in the activating you and come to the retreat, they've heard me share how one of the things is it's really been uncomfortable for me to share like my wins, right? I share my emotional wins, and I share my spiritual wins, right? And I share my healing journey wins, right? At the last accelerated retreat, I had just bought my new car, and I was embarrassed because my sisters were celebrating me, and it felt uncomfortable, right? And Spirit's like, these are the things to start sharing. These are the things to stop sharing, because it's a testimony of your faith. It's a testimony of what being Spirit led looks like. I don't have a business degree. Yeah, I'm certified in some stuff to be a life coach, but guess what? Spirit guides me on how to coach. So them results, it's not from a book, it's from Spirit, right? 2023, I hit 6 figures, over 6 figures. That's something I usually don't like to share, but Spirit says start sharing. And the way that I did it was by being guided, right? And what you do is you release the attachment to where it's coming from, right? You allow Spirit to guide you into it, and you just get out of the way and do what you're guided to do. Me sharing this is me being obedient, right? These are the things that I just keep close to me, because in my mind, I'm like, listen, it's about the healing and how good you feel there. It's about, you know what I mean? That emotional up level. It's about that faith up level. But Spirit said, but this is important to people, right? Because people are still struggling, just like you were. And people, it's about time for them to know there is a way out, and you can show them, right? If you're living a Spirit-led life, there's nothing that you cannot accomplish. There's nothing you cannot do, right? There's no greatness that you cannot feel. There's no greatness that you can't be, right? And in 2022, the end of 2022, my goal was to do 100,000 or more financially. And I just said, Spirit, guide me, right? Guide me. So I encourage you to operate from that space of unwavering faith, right? Part of that self-inventory is checking in to say, where am I doubting? Where am I lacking? And here's the thing. When you're operating from that place, it doesn't say that fears and worry and stress won't come up. Listen, y'all, I just told my sisters in our group session Friday, I've been stressed, y'all. It's like my physical vessel, my mind and my heart knows Spirit got me, but I'm embarking on something new, right? Now I'm moving into home ownership again. And, so I pushed aside all those, it's hard when you're self-employed and right? But my physical vessel, there's been my mind had been racing. Now when I'm meditating, there's peace, but I ain't meditating 24/7, right? What that indicates to me is also time for an energy cleanse, right? Time for a sacred bath, time to do some heavy lifting. But it's not to say those things, those feelings don't come up. The difference is we have the tools. We know what to do. We recognize it. We don't marinate in it, right? We nip it in the bud, and we constantly remind ourselves, Spirit's got me. Spirit's got you, but Spirit is waiting for you to say, guide me. And not just saying guide me, but Spirit is waiting for you to be guided. Because a lot of times Spirit will guide you and tell you what to do. And then you be sitting there like, okay, Spirit, that sounds good. But that right there, you crazy. You tripping. You telling me to do what? You telling me to cut off who? You telling me to go where? I don't see the stairs, but you telling me to walk up these stairs. You telling me up those stairs, there's full fulfillment. There's joy. There's peace. There's security, there's freedom, but there's not even a staircase. That's when faith comes in. Y'all done heard 50 million times all the time Spirit told me to leap. And at the time, I didn't even realize I had wings. Spirit said, just leap, right? And when I did, them wings came out bright and heavy and, with glitter dripping from them, and I was flying. Right? I was flying. When Spirit guides you, I encourage you to do whatever you're guided to do. And even when it seems impossible, I encourage you to know that nothing's impossible. It starts with you believing that, right? Nothing's impossible. That's the other thing. I keep reminding myself when I have those moments, it's like, What are you choosing though? Because spirit's going to respond to you based on what you're choosing. And if you're choosing to shrink yourself back into this 3D vessel and this 3D mindset, right? That programmed belief system, well, then guess what? You are going to be hit or miss with your blessings. Don't be up in 2023 all in knowing, and then 2024 roll around, and because that up level, that next level of up level is in your face, now you like, oh, right? Pull yourself out of it. There's nothing too big, but it starts with your belief. It starts with your willingness to take action, right? And don't remix it. We haven't left remixing it back there. We're not done with reminding, don't remix. You do it exactly as you guided, exactly how, exactly when, right? That's the only way. That's the only way results are guaranteed. Let me see what you all are saying. Oh, thank you, Anitra. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Naya. So let's see what else we got. Anitra, I shared. Now you know. I just shared with y'all. I shared. That was, it was seamless because Spirit said, But look, we got the world. And as this card came up, I'm hearing Nas reminding us again, the world is yours. Whose world is this, right? The world is yours. And that song we used to sing when we were kids, he got the whole world in his hands, right? You got the whole world in your hands, right? The world is in your hands. Your world is in your hands. And it's like clay. Ashworth Scott life sculpting, right? Because we have the ability to sculpt our lives into whatever we choose. It's in your hands. What are you choosing to create for you today, right? And those of us that are called to serve, we always tend to include how we're going to serve in the mix of when we're choosing to determine what we're creating for self, right? And that's just because there's this part of us that feels like in order for me, right, to be a true servant, that has to always be included. But what you're being reminded of today, put you first, right? Your heart is pure. Your intentions are pure. But you can't serve Susie Q and Joe Blow until you're first serving you. When you serve you, that serving of others, it naturally comes. Because the more you heal, the deeper you go in your healing, the more you become in love with just love and loving others. Right? Serving is one of the highest human forms of love, but it requires us to first learn what healthy love and healthy serving is. Because so many of us that have the heart of serving, we've been serving in ways that are toxic. We've been serving people that bring us down, right? That aren't even really choosing to receive what we bring to the table. So now we're spinning our wheels, exhausting ourselves, right? And we've been hiding from serving self, healing self, getting self up to a point, right? So that we can serve in that healthy way. So this year you're being called not to do that. What are you choosing to craft for you? How are you choosing to feel? What are you choosing your life to look like? What are you choosing your legacy to be? And I'm not talking like a legacy that has anything to do with finances, has anything to do with money, right? Like material up level. That's not what this is. Your legacy. When people think of you, when your physical vessel is no longer here, what feeling would you like them to have, right? When people speak of what you stood for, what would you like that to be? When people speak of your connection to your highest source of power, what words would you like to come out of their mouth, right? What is your legacy? What legacy are you choosing to leave? Oftentimes when we think legacy, we are thinking, like, what am I leaving financially? What have I built? What have I done? What level of earthly success have I created? That's not real success. That's not to discount when we're doing well in those areas, right? That's not to discount that. Because when we are at a healed state and we're being guided in all we do, that's inevitable. Right? Because we're here and we're able to reap all the benefits of this human experience, right? But the true wealth is what you feel in here, right? The true wealth is what you ignite and hear in others, right? So if you haven't taken a moment this January to think about that, right, to connect to that, I encourage you to do so, right? Let's see what you all are saying. Oh, thank you, Nia. Thank you, Anitra. Thank you. I didn't even think about it. I heard it come in to do it, and it was like, okay, whatever, you know. I didn't give myself an opportunity to think about it. Let's see what else. What else is coming through? So we have storm warning, and we have angel of balance, right? Angel of balance, storm warming. What's the message for storm warming? What's that? What's that all about? Okay, so things are going to be disrupted, right? Things are going to be disrupted, but here's the thing. A disruption does not mean it's something low vibrating or something bad or something negative or however you would describe things that don't always appear or feel so good, right? That's not what it is. Every storm is not here to destroy in a way that leaves you lacking something, right? Yes, every storm does come to destroy, but it's not always to destroy in a way that leaves you lacking something. Some storms come to destroy all the things that are keeping you stuck in lack. Some storms come, right, to destroy all the things that don't serve your highest good. And those storms, you're not meant to run from them. You're meant to stand in them, right? Speaking now, listen, when we were at the last all-inclusive retreat, y'all, we were in a hurricane, right? The eye of the storm came and passed right through us. Through us. Is that how you would say it? Right through us? Anitra, look. But we was there. And you know what? When I first got there, because I always get there before everybody else, they're moving all the cute little figurines and all the stuff that's outside. And I'm like, oh, they're not going to be able to see how cute it is. Okay, whatever. They're putting it away. They're preparing us to, because they knew it was coming. I didn't know. But I understood why Spirit said to not have that retreat on the beach. Our last Mexico retreat, we were on the beach. This is where I was guided this time. Had no idea why. We weren't walking distance to the beach if we chose to go. But had we been on the beach, we would have had to evacuate, right? We went upstairs to my room and it was like a sleepover. We just had some fun girl time, right? Until the storm passed. And then we went to our quarters, but we had fun. We did some healing during the storm. We laughed a lot, right? And that storm was very cleansing. It brought an element to our healing in that space that was necessary. There was no fear, right? We were right there in the eye of the storm, and we continued with what we were there to do, right? So as these storms are coming into your life, remember that not every storm are you called to run from, because not every storm is there to destroy you, right? Some storms are there to build you. And if you're watching this today, this is your message. You are in the midst of the storms that are here to build you. So are you going to run, or are you going to stand firm and allow yourself to be built up to that person that you chose to be? Because you done already said, this is what I'm choosing. This is what I'm manifesting. Many of you have prayed, meditated, said, guide me, show me, whatever verbiage that you use. And you're being reminded to know that once you let that intention go, whether it was from your lips or from your pen, it was already yours. It was already yours. Some of us are still in the energy of assuming the worst. You're smack dab in the face of your best. Just let it come. It's also a time of balance, right? Creating balance in your life. Anything that's not in balance, it's time to let it go, right? And when I say let it go, I mean those things that you cannot balance, right? The things that are not in balance that you can balance, it's time to balance it. Because there's some connections, right? Whether it's people, whether it's situations, jobs, right? Careers, business, whatever, that just are not able to be balanced by you. And those others involved are just not capable at this time to create the balance that you're choosing, right? That serves your highest good. Those are the things to let go of. This is your season. This is your time. The frequencies are high, right? They're so high. Some of you guys that follow what is it, entertainment culture, right? Is that how you put it? Entertainment culture? You know, stuff that's going on in celebrity news. You may notice there's a lot of people, right, that are being, a lot of whistleblowing happening and a lot of things being exposed, right? Well, we've been talking about this for the past few years, right? Those of you that's been with me, whether in the mentorship or here on Empower Hour, we've been talking about it. How we are actually, now we're smack dab in the middle, but at the time we were stepping into this very high vibrational frequency. And there were things that were going to be happening in the world that were going to attempt to keep you stuck in fear, right? Keep you stuck in that low vibrating state. Because those, you know, when we think in terms of things that are low vibrating or people, there's two sides, right? It's high vibe, it's low vibe, right? Some call it good, some call it evil. However you refer to it as, that low vibe, that evil side, right? They really have no power. So what do? They have you put your power in to create their agenda. So when you are force-fed fear and you haven't mastered the art of being in the world but not of it, now you start to believe a certain way. You start to think a certain way, you start to act a certain way, and you start to create a certain way, right? But the more of us that heal beyond that fear, right? And we understand our power, right? And we're in it, but not of it, we're able to continue to create in that high vibrational state. So the reason why there's a lot of things coming to the light right now is because we're smack dab in that space of that high vibrational frequency. So no matter what you see in the news, no matter what new virus comes out, no matter what new toxic thing comes out, right? Stay in your high vibrational state. Because your mind, you know how we talk about self and source being one, how we talk about God and there's no mystery God that sits in the sky and grants us this or grants us that, right? We have a God, a universe, right? An energy that responds to us. So this is where God is, right here. God is right here. Whatever is in here is what gets created. So take your power back. We all know that the food is riddled with poison, but you know what I do? I send healing energy, right? I say a prayer and I claim that my food, the only thing I'm receiving are the nutrients from that. I'm not receiving that other stuff. We have the ability to create blocks. I've had different surgeries, like for instance, my cervical disc replacement surgery, right? I researched, I saw videos, and I saw even the doctors telling me what the recovery was like, right? And I made a choice. That's not going to be me. My rotator, that's not going to be me, right? The lady who was doing my stretching with me the other day said, whoa, for you to have had those surgeries, right? I'm like, yeah, I told her, I said, I manifest the outcome. I research, I see what others are experiencing, and then I choose what I'm choosing to experience. I told you guys I have hemoglobin CC, rare form of sickle cell. When I was young and didn't know the power of the God within, I had no control over the crisis that I had, the pain, the in and out, going to the hospital, having to relearn how to walk, right? But as soon as I became aware, it's like I don't have it. I go to the doctors, they do the vitals, they see, and the nurses are shocked. How are you surviving? I feel just fine. Right? The mind is powerful. This is where God is. Tap into your power and just choose. What are you choosing? What are you deciding? And stick to that. And always leave room for the divine to give you more, right? Because as humans, we're very limited in our beliefs, right? It's just the human thing. So whenever we leave that room, that allows for the divine to come in and say, here's a little bit more, right? Because now that energy you've been given, let me go on and give you a little bit more, because you don't even realize how much energy you've been given. But here's that bonus that's connected to all that energy you've been given, right? Your mindset giving you this, but here's this because that energy that was behind you, right? Let's see what you all are saying. Hey, Mom. Thank you. Thank you. So, y'all, I made macaroni and cheese and and was baking chicken, right? And I was gonna make zucchini. So the guy who did the grocery delivery, I put get 4, right? He got 2. And usually I'll call and be like, I'll call Instacart, and let him know something. But the guy was so nice, I didn't. I just accepted my little 2. So mom went and got some more zucchini because she's gonna get some zucchini and mac and cheese too. But I'm so grateful. So now she's at home watching. Um, Oh yeah, Anitra said, "I'm so grateful we were on the beach. We had a wonderful time." Yes, I was grateful too. And like I said, that's where that being led comes in, right? Because you don't always know why you're being led the way you're being led. But if you just do it, it'll be revealed, and then you'll be happy you did. I mean, imagine if we were on the beach. I mean, there's so many things that could have happened. I'm saying evacuation, but there it could have been worse things that happened than just evacuating. But had we evacuated, we would have been, put in a place with a bunch of people. It would have been just it basically the retreat, the investments made, it would not have been a full-on retreat because we would have been there. I mean, we would have made it do what it do regardless, but you know, our bodies dying is a real thing too. You just never know what we were being prevented from experiencing. Alexa said, um, I've been going through a storm. Wait, let's see. Hey, Niet. I've been going through a storm that's been removing things that no longer serve me. I've been listening, trusting, and accepting. Yes. Woo, y'all. Yes, yes, yes. Yes to all that. Nia said, tapping into my power. Nia said, my heart knowing it is time. Yes. Diamond said, it would have been chaos for sure. It would have been. And yes, it's time. So you guys, I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory. Nia is on with us today. Nia and I met, I was 17 when we met. She was 24. And when we were in the nation together, the Nation of Islam. You guys know I told you that was a part of my journey, as well. And I gained a lot, but every religion I've been attached to just didn't resonate. I love God. I love, connecting to that. And I do believe in all that, but I just don't believe in religion. It's man-made, organized religion. I'm just not a religious person. Don't judge nobody who is. But anyways, we met then and we've remained connected, and our friendship was more like a sisterhood, and we've been reconnecting. Throughout the years, we've reconnected. And so we were talking today, and there's some things that came in, and it was just made known that now is her time. She's accomplished some really amazing things. The past 7 years have been really amazing for her. And now it's just time for her to move to that next level where she experiences that peace and that joy in her whole entire life. So I'm just glad she's a part of our community. And yeah, y'all show her some love, make her feel welcome. But let's see what else we got going on. What other messages? I'm gonna pull from and look what was in between my thighs. I said you got the world in your hands. I got the world in between my thighs too. Okay, that sounded a different kind of way. Y'all know Nahkila not Nahkila until she's just slightly vulgar. That's like so every time I go to the airport, right? It never fails. Every single time I go to the airport, I gotta get patted down. You want to know where they pat me? The thing always goes off right in the crotch, right? So I told my love, I said, you know why that be happening? Because I got that bomb, right? Y'all remember that Snoop song? So me and my mom were at the airport, and I said it, and the lady who was patting me down just started cracking up. She's like, I've never heard that before. I said, that's why it never fails. It goes off every single time. I always got a joke, and my jokes are just slightly vulgar. But anyways, we have see this from a higher perspective. Whole different deck, right? Whole different deck. And we being reminded, and believing is seeing, right? Believing is seeing. So let me just tell you, your perspective is everything. Y'all ever heard, when I used to be a manager, right? One of the things that we as managers realized, what we were taught to, know was a person's perception is their reality. And this is so true. A person's perspective, their perception is their reality, right? You're being called to see things differently because that is your reality. When we think about that term, right, we're thinking about it like, oh, that's how you perceive it, so that's your reality, right? But that ain't really the reality. That's just your reality. So I don't respect that. But no, the message is your perception, your perspective is your reality. How you look at the world is how you will experience the world. How you look at yourself is how you will experience yourself. How you look at life is how you're going to experience it. So, what is your perspective right now? Y'all remember when I told you, because my grandfather was such a good man. By the time I was born, my grandfather was the perfect husband, right? But before that, Popo, he did some things. Okay. And because Popo was such a great man, a great husband, a great father, a great grandfather, I believe that every man cheats at least once. That was my heart and soul belief. And because I believed that, that's what I experienced. The moment I stopped and I said, wait, you're experiencing that because that's what you believe. So you're attracting that type of man. It's not that every man cheats, but if you believe that, you're going to attract every cheating man. So I switched it. And then I attracted different, right? Like with these moments of stress that I've been having lately. I know what it's rooted in. It's just rooted in fear because it's new. It's like, okay, we're really doing this. And no matter what I know up here, this human self, sometimes it just be like, child, you about to put us through what? You about to go where? Are you sure? You know what I mean? And if we don't cleanse this and do all the stuff we do to go deeper in the healing of this, we could get caught up in that perspective, right? Can start to alter our reality. I refuse. I'm staying right there in that high vibe so that it continues to grow as I choose it to. So, what perspective were you existing in before? And before can be 5 minutes ago, right? That is contributing to the aspects of your life that you're choosing to change. Ask yourself that. Like, really go deep. Not just ask yourself here, but ask yourself on that internal soul level. Get your mind out the mix and really just feel into it, right? And then whatever you receive, start there with shifting that. Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you're capable? A big one that keeps coming is, do you believe you're worthy? Because we can say until we blue in the face that I'm choosing to have A, B, C, and D, right? All the areas of our lives where we're choosing up levels. But if there's a part of us, whether it's that part that's connected to our inner child that was wounded, that was hurt by our parents, our friends in school, our past relationships, right? If there's any part of us that says bullshit, you know what part is going to reflect in our lives? That part. Until you heal that part, that's the part that's going to show up in your life. Until you heal it, right? Now, believing is seeing. Y'all know that backwards phrase, seeing is believing. You know how we said, we don't fake it till we make it. We be it till we see it. Well, seeing it ain't believing it. Believing it is seeing it. Notice the theme of today's message. It all starts right here. You know, one of the things that I do, and this is real simple, I do this at night, as I just lay there and I just start to see my life as I choose it to be, right? Beyond where it is, right? And I don't just see it, I feel it, right? I feel the joy, I feel the peace, I feel the calm, right? I feel the freedom and the joy, right? I just feel it, I see it. And then I do that until I fall asleep. Sometimes I fall asleep praying. And my prayer ain't, dear God, please, please, please. No, that's not my prayer. My prayer is, God, thank you, right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And also remembering that self and source is one. Thank you. And then I speak of my life as if I am already living it. Thank you, right? Yeah. Those magical miracles and blessings that seemingly just fall in the lap of some. It's not reserved for just that some. It's available to us all. But it's about us learning how to tap into it. There is a formula. There's a formula on how to tap into it, right? But the route to the formula is very individual because it's what's blocking you from tapping. You can know the formula all day long, but until you heal those blocks, your unique blocks that keep you from that formula. That's where the awesome sauce is, right? And when you ready, I'm here and I got you. Okay? Don't let money be the thing that stops you, okay? We can figure out some way that I can serve you that fits into your budget, right? So don't let that stop you. Don't sit there and think, "Oh, I just don't have it." Schedule a consultation. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. Let's see what you all are saying. Yes. See, I didn't share that because I felt it was up to you to share. So Nia said, "Thank you, beautiful. Yes, I made 7 years of being clean and sober. So humbling for me." So it's so huge, y'all. Nia said, "I'm not expecting what I'm attracting." Yeah, and see, and that's the thing. What do you expect to receive? I expect my life to be peaceful. I expect my life to be happy. I expect to be free, right? And anything that doesn't align with those things, oh, it's got to go. Now, here's the thing though. Sometimes I'll be willing to jump the gun, like, mm-mm. And spirit be like, nah, nah, chill out. It's something there for you too. And I'd be like, okay, fine, because the old me was holding on to it all. Some of us, we still just be holding on when it's been time to let go, right? Spirit done told us to let go, and we still holding on. We don't let go of everything but that one little thread, and we like, but look, Spirit, I let go of everything but this. And Spirit said, okay, I see you, but like Brandy said, everybody know almost doesn't count. Almost doesn't count. It's all or nothing, right? When it comes to you and your results, you know. But there are times when Spirit's like, no, there's something there. There's something there for you. So that's where we go into, I'm so grateful. What is this teaching me? What is this showing me? How is this growing me, right? Everything and everyone we've experienced, they're bringing something to our table. But we get caught up in the way they made us feel, or how they didn't show up in the way that when we met them or when we connected with them, we, in our minds, thought that they would or even should, right? And so from just that way of existing in those connections, we're missing the blessings. I just received no blessings left behind. And I'm seeing like picking up, now it's a time of gathering. This is your time to gather. This is your time of gathering. Your time of gathering, the harvest, right? It's time to gather. Yeah. Let's see what's on the bottom. It says, your sensitivity is a gift. And this came in reverse. It was reversed when I looked at it. But this is your reminder. Following your instincts, following your gut, right? And also those things that you were ridiculed for in the past, your uniqueness, you seeing them as the gifts that they are. Some of us may feel like, oh, my heart is too big. Says who? Your heart not too big. You just been having a big heart and giving all that good heart to the people that it didn't serve your highest good to give them to. You've been deciding. You haven't been led on who you give all that big heart to. It's not too big. It's just make that one, what we said in the beginning, that one little tweak. Guide me on who to give all this big heart to. Now you're going to see a difference. That big old heart going to be appreciated, right? Or you talk too much. Says who? You might have a calling that requires you to talk much. But you talking too much to the wrong people, right? The people who weren't designed in this season to hear what you have to say. It's not that you talk too much, it's just you talking to the people who don't serve your highest good to be talking to, right? So your sensitivities are gifts, right? That gut feeling, that intuition, I encourage you, I even challenge you for all of 2024, follow it. The first thing you hear, the first thing you feel, the first thing you think. And just from doing that, watch how different your life turns out. Because we always know we're all born psychic. Y'all have heard me say that before. We are all born with the ability to discern, and not just discern, but the ability to know, right? Y'all know that's been with me. And those of you that are new, I'm going to tell you, when I was little, I had gifts. Those gifts were gone before I even knew I really had them. I've just known I've been very intuitive and I've been able to read people my whole life, right? But as far as like how I literally hear the divine speak as clearly as I hear you speak to me, that came back after my healing. And the sisters, hey, Michonne, the sisters that's on right now, that's either in the soul family activating you or been a part of it, they can tell you how your gifts elevate when you heal, right? But if you're not there yet, you still have that gut feeling. You still have that intuition. You still have that instinct. And make that choice to just follow it, to hear it just a little bit louder, to feel it just a little bit stronger, to know it, right? And just that, you're going to see a difference. You will. Okay, one more card. One more. Is that it? One more. One more card from each deck. And then after that, we'll go into the readings. If anyone would like, okay, so 2 came out. Take both. Okay. If anyone would like a reading, single question or general, they're still 25. And if you like a personal, you guys, you can schedule that too, where it's just me and you and it's not everybody in the mix. Those are available. So it says, my light attracts light. My light attracts light. And I trust the wisdom within. That third eye been coming up all kinds of ways. And walking away, right? Walking away. So, you know, when Nia and I were talking earlier, it came into how we attract what we are, right? We attract what we are. So here's the thing. The more we elevate, the deeper we go in our light, guess what we attracting? We attracting folks that's in their light, right? So I had shared during our conversation how I'm not mad at my 2 ex-husbands. Thank you, Anitra. You'll be first for the reading. I'm not mad at my 2 ex-husbands. I ain't mad at my oldest son's father. You know, I used to call him a sperm donor, but no, it's his father. I'm not mad at them. Why? Because what they were doing, they were reflecting where I was in here. Anybody that came into my life, even friendships where I was abandoned, stabbed in the back, betrayed, right? They just reflected where I was in here. They just were a version of me dwelling, right, in another person. What I believed I deserved, what I believed I was worthy of, right? What I believed every man was, right? That's all. And from that came great lessons, right? And blessings. I have 2 amazing sons that had I not been with the first person that I fell in love with at 17, I wouldn't have I seen. And had I not been married to the husband, I wouldn't have Samaj, and I wouldn't have met the love of my life. It was marrying him, moving to Washington State, that I met my love, my person I'm with now. Right? So it's always full circle if we allow it. But when you sitting around and you thinking about them people that's been mistreating you, dogging you out, whatever they're doing or not doing, that's where you pause and you say, okay, you know what? First of all, let me just say I'm grateful. I'm grateful because you showing up to bring me something. So let me just start with gratitude. Okay, so now my frequency just went up a little bit. Now, let me go in here. I'm hearing take self-inventory, your woman and your glory, leave the bad things behind, right? Everybody's got a story. You know, Sparkle the original, that song was just playing. But now it's time to go in here. And it's time to say, okay, this don't feel good. As a matter of fact, it feels downright bad, crappy, horrible. But what part of me is attracting this? Because remember, you're the creator and the destroyer. You create your experiences, but you also have the power to destroy the things that just don't serve you anymore, right? I trust the wisdom within. This is, again, just a reiteration of what that last card was saying. You know, that challenge I just gave to you, all of 2024, trusting that wisdom within, whatever you hear first, whatever you feel first, doing that. No matter what it is, no matter how big it is, how small it is, doing that. Because sometimes we get caught up in what we see in front of us. We get caught up in what we have in front of us, right? That we forget that miracles, magic, and blessing, it's a real thing. And that's saying that we've all heard God works in mysterious ways. The mystery is, how is it that this is going to take form, take place, or be provided because of what I see right here, right now, right? That's the mysterious way, right? Sometimes it's not for you to have the plan. Sometimes it's just for you to have the guidance and the willingness to act from that place of unwavering faith. But when you feel that prompting, that's the God within saying, this is for you. I'm going to share one more story about my shady past, okay? So the second husband, right? We met online. Now, y'all know, some of y'all, I keep saying that like we don't got new people with us, right? So I was going through a lot, y'all. Y'all know I was dealing with chronic pain. Grandparents transitioned 2 years within each other. I gained so much weight. I was almost 300 pounds. I was miserable. Just divorced, left my ex everything, starting over, right? Credit was at 850. And then it got so low because of leaving everything and being on L&I, taking a pay cut already from work. And then with L&I was getting even less money, right? I was going through it bad. That was my spiritual bottom. That was the bottom that shot me to where I am now. That was like the beginning of what's my purpose, right? But anyways, so we met online. He used to work nights and we used to be 7 hours plus talking, getting to know each other, right? Well, he was getting to know me. I was getting to know his representative, right? And so anyways, it just felt good at the time. Right? It wasn't good for me, not in the sense of we're strictly in 3D. We're not talking about everything that happens in my life, sorry, my high's good, because it was good for me too, for real, right? But I'm just saying strictly 3D, right? So anyways, where was I going with this? You having me share, where was I going? Anyways, right? We talking all this time. We end up getting married, right? Thank you. But here's the thing, when we talk about following that first instinct, right? That gut feeling. Y'all see how this old mind be letting me down, but then, it comes back when thank you, Spirit, bring it back. But anyway, so when he sent me a picture of him, I'm looking at the picture. I'm analytical, y'all. I be noticing things that most people don't. In movies, I be like, okay, your hair was not like that in that last scene, and that scene that's in the same scene. I be noticing weird stuff. So I'm looking and I see like these towels. And I was like, why you got so many towels in your bathroom? My instinct was letting me know he ain't single. Right? That's what my instinct said. Had I been following what we being guided to do right now, I would have cut his ass off. Right? But he said, oh, it's just because I don't take my towels out every time. You should see my washcloths, right? Like, there's more. And so I was like, okay. I said, well, you're going to have to stay tonight, right? So I know that you're single. Silly of me to think that was a marker, because in my previous marriage and in any relationship with me, if we live together, you ain't staying gone from home all night, Like, that just was you definitely with somebody if you anyways, but that's just my mind thinking. My instinct, the God within, my wisdom said, he ain't single. So because I didn't follow that, I had a whole relationship that turned into a whole marriage that had a whole lot of pain. Now remember, we're not talking about the blessings of it, because it was a blessing, but we just talking about, all because I didn't just trust the God within. Because here's the thing, those blessings that come from those painful experiences, you don't have to get your blessings from painful experiences. You can get your blessings from experiences that are not painful. You're going to get the blessings when you allow yourself to get them, and they don't have to come in the form of pain. But when you've yet to trust that God within, and you've yet to heal to a point of not receiving the pain in order to get the gain, right? You'll still get the blessing. But it's not necessary to be in pain to be blessed. It's not necessary. So I trust now. I don't have to have a reason. If my instincts say what it say, spirit say, God say, it's a wrap. And walking away. It's time for you to leave the aspect of you that was created as a result of painful experiences, as a result of programming, as a result of somebody else molding you into what they believe to be the perfect version of you. Go. Right? Oftentimes we talk about new year, new me, right? Y'all know I don't do New Year's resolutions. Ain't no such thing as new year, new me. That's not my goal. That's not my goal for me, and that's not my goal as far as me serving you. But what I would like to say, new year, most authentic, truest you, right? We're not creating a new you. What we're doing is we are releasing all those versions of you that were created that's not actually you. Releasing the people pleasing, saying yes when your soul says no, right? Learning how to trust yourself, right? Learning how to accept the blessings when they come, right? Learning how to be a creator of your experiences. Learning how to manifest the hell out of whatever it is you choose to manifest, right? Learning how to be deep in your gifts. Just really tapping into the truest, most authentic version of you. And like anything else, this work that we do together, you get what you give. If you give 20%, you're going to get a 20% result. If you give 100%, you're going to get a 100% result. And I don't judge your journey. I don't judge it. I'm the detached witness. I'm committed, right? I'm committed to you wholeheartedly. And I'm rooting for you 100%. But the detached witness allows me to allow you to have your journey be what it be. I'm going to give you what is given to me to give to you. And then give you the space to choose, right? I'm going to give you the space to choose. But like anything else, you get what you give. Results guaranteed if you do the work, right? It's guaranteed if you do the work. Let's see what y'all are saying. Michonne said, Ashe. Nia throwing up the hands. And Nia said, it's time for Nia to walk away from the people that are not for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's time. It's time. Because we often talk about how them people, they just seat fillers, y'all. They just taking up space for the people that's ready to walk in right now, right now. So, and look, we done went beyond. Let me see what we got as far as battery. Okay, cool. We done went beyond, because earlier when I was like, okay, I had told my love, I said, at first I was typing, I was like, I'll be on from 4 to 6, right? And then Spirit was like, it's Empower Hour, right? Empower Hour. So guide me, allow us to stay within the hour, because we at 57 minutes and 23 seconds. Our hour is almost done, but we're going to go ahead and get into the readings. And those of you, even if you're not getting a reading, I still recommend you stay, because y'all know, those of you that stay, these readings that be for other people, it be resonating with you too, even if it's not your reading. And y'all know I be pulling cards in between. So don't go. We're not going to be on long though. We're going to get the readings done, and then, it's not going to take up too much more of your time. So let's see. Anitra, you are first. Let me see. Did you send over for yourself, or was it for someone else? Let me see. I'm just looking to see the order. I know Anitra and then Michonne. Okay, awesome. Did you have a question or a general? Would you like a general? I'm hearing the song Get Down on It. That came up, okay, General. That song Get Down on It came in during your time in the session the other day too, huh? Because that's what I'm hearing. You may feel led to put that song on. As a matter of fact, get down on it. Get down on it. What you gonna do? Time to get down. And pull from the bottom. Okay. So this came in reverse, and we're just gonna flip it up. But it says, I call back my power. Yes, ma'am. And honesty is the best policy. They were both in reverse. So are they meant to be in reverse? Okay. No, read them upright. So, you have now stepped into a season of your power. And the reason why it's been referred to as a season is because it's only going to elevate from here, right? You're being called to allow the promptings of your soul to be your guide, not just in your life, but in how you show up in the lives of others, right? You've done a great job disconnecting from the things that no longer serve your highest good and the mindset, the mental. But now it's time to go deeper into a deeper understanding of how you are actually meant to show up for others. You have some things that you've yet to uncover, but you're no longer running or hiding. It's time to revisit the same things that you visited before, but this time with new eyes. Don't forget about the message you received as it relates to taking what you've learned on this journey with Nahkila, with her, with me, and applying it to, I'm hearing the home front, the home ground of religion. And I'm hearing no man gets left behind. There's still some people that are waiting for you to have those real conversations that opens the gate to their freedom. We're not talking about the people that are content with where they are. We're talking about the people that are ready to elevate, that have always known that there was something more, that this didn't quite resonate, but their love, their conviction, their dedication to God is strong. But their faith is wavering, dwindling, because it just doesn't feel aligned. You're here to help restore the faith of those that are losing faith. Honesty is the best policy. Basically, you just being don't sugarcoat it. Okay? Don't candy coat it, don't sugarcoat it. Just keep it real. Exactly how you get it is how you're being called to give it. Even in those moments where it seems like it may ruffle feathers, step on toes. And this isn't coming in as a, you're afraid of that, right? But it's coming in more or less as a habit that may come in and you not be aware of it until after it's happened, right? Where you'll think about the conversation and be like, now why did I not just say it this way? Or why did I candy coat it? That ain't even how I was feeling it, right? Don't lighten the load or soften the blow for people, because that's not your responsibility. Sometimes the way they get it is what's going to have the most impact. So when you get it how you get it, or get it how you feel it, you give it that way, that's what's going to serve. Okay, and then I was just told to just grab this look on the bottom. Oh, look at that. Your sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron, that third eye. You're just being commended for trusting and being guided to trust even deeper. Your third eye, your intuition, your gut, your knowing, right? And also do regular exercises to expand your third eye, to open your third eye, right? Where you're literally massaging and you're really seeing it connected, and and your meditation and your prayer, being on top of that daily, both daily. Open your Bible. That came up for you before, but you're being called again, full circle. Open your Bible. Start reading and seeing it now with the eyes of the divine, being able to interpret it, because you're not telling people to throw their Bible away, not the good book, right? That's not what you're saying. You just like, let's explore deeper truths, right? Let's explore deeper truths. Let's explore our soul. Let's explore, right? These are the things. Explore our soul, explore deeper truth, expose who we really are. Okay, I thought you were saying expose who we really are, right? We've been operating from a place of fear for so long. We don't know who we really are. It's time to expose that. And that might feel painful because it's raw when you peel back that skin, that layer of skin that's been covering that divinity, right? But as soon as the divinity is realized, it's no longer painful, right? Now the light, you see the light, you feel the light, you know the light, you are the light. bringing those souls back to who they are. You are going to play and do it in a playful way, but sometimes that tough love will come into the forefront. Be willing to do both. Be willing to do both. Anything else? They said tell you they have your back. They're proud of you. They're supporting you. They're guiding you. And they said, and tell her, don't remix nothing. She already know what to do. Now it's just a matter of doing it at your pace, right? This isn't a message of rush, hurry, at your pace, but just doing it, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that pace is. The pace, when I say whatever that looks like for you, it's the pace, because they're going to guide you on what it actually looks like. You know, just have a conversation. I'm open. I'm ready. Okay. And then they said, that's it. And then they said, tell her, don't forget about us. And they started singing that Mariah Carey song. So, yeah. It's also about you connecting with your ancestors of highest light and love. The warrior ones, the powerful ones, and even the meek ones, right? Just connecting with them a little bit more, welcoming them to your table of your divine spirit team that assists you with serving. Being very intentional. You're in a season of being very intentional about what you do next is important. Yeah. So that's your message, sister. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. Let's see. And you said, thank you so much. Expand my third eye and decrease my belly. Yes, and yes. Just had a Bible interpretation session with Derek yesterday. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome sauce. Okay, Michonne, you are next, my beautiful sister. Are you doing, and then yeah, you're after Michonne, and I'll do two more after that. So if there's anyone that is going to send over your payment to the Cash App, Ashford Scott Life Sculpting, that ain't the Cash App, is it? Ashford Scott Life Sculpting, it's Ashford Scott. Can someone put it in the comments in case? So I'll do two more after Niet. So if you're planning on doing it, go ahead and leave me a comment, and then go ahead and send your payment over, okay? And then we'll go from there. We'll go from there, because we're not never gonna cut the message short. Now the reading part might get cut short, but the message, we're gonna go until, as long as the message is coming, we're gonna go. We're gonna stay as close to that hour as possible. So Michonne said, I have many questions in my head, so I'll just get a general. Okay. What message do you have for Michonne today? So what I heard was, good job, Michonne. It's time for a reboot. So you know how I be reaching out to you and I be inviting you to stuff? I'm not just doing that because I'm like, I don't do that to everybody. If you are somebody that I reach out to, like, people can tell you, there's many people on here. Only some of you I reach out to periodically. And that's because I'm being guided to, right? It's time for a reboot. Michonne, make it happen and join the Accelerated Activating You Retreat. Okay? Okay. And tap in. Y'all know, I tell you, don't take my word for it. Tap in. Tap in. Okay, so look, these are your cards, and this is how they came. This is how they came. Let me open them so you can see all of them, okay? So you have Door to Value, and it's in the upright. You have the Sun. It came in reverse, but we're going to go ahead and flip it right side up. And you have Broken Heart, and it's in reverse. So this is where you are right here, right? You are right here. Your door to value is open. And you see how the value is just coming out, right? It's waiting for you to step in, right? You are doing so good, but there's something more, right? There's something more. Like, you're doing so good, but there's a block that's keeping you from having the good that you're doing reflect back, right? There's a block there that's having the good that you're doing reflect back. This is why the reboot is necessary, right? This is why it serves your highest good. Your Sun card came in reverse because what does the Sun card represent? What does that represent? It's not that you're not able to get it. right? And it's not even like you're not able to get it if you don't do your reboot, right? That ain't it either. But this is what's on the horizon. This is what's waiting for you. And there's some old energy that you're being called to have ushered out. A lot of it stemming from the relationship that you've just stepped away from, right? There's a lot of energy that's still there, that requires clearing. That's been creating some blocks for you, and what I'm seeing is it's like a smile, right? Like when people see you, they think, oh, she's doing well, she's great, she's over it, she's not, right? And in a lot of instances, you've convinced yourself of that, but there's parts of you that still know, like, I'm actually really still suffering a little bit on the inside parts as it relates to this. Like, I'm actually really going through it, but I'm showing up strong and happy because I'm serving. And I commend you for that, because a lot of times people wait until it's all good in here to serve, right? And we know we done got that message. That's not necessary either, because sometimes we elevate in here by serving, right? But those are the blocks that are coming in today that you're being required to release so that you can elevate even more, right? Not just having the busy work or the appearance, right? But having it be in here. And it's not all the time. It's not to say like it's just all bad and it's just dreary, and that's not what it is, but there's just some things in there, right? There's some things in there, some kinks to work out. Okay, so literally I heard, tell her she doesn't have to wait for the answers. She is the answer. She doesn't have to wait for the answer. She already knows. She doesn't have to wait for it anymore. She can have it right now. What is your biggest block? What is your biggest hangup? What is preventing you from right now being where you've seen yourself being for so long? Why haven't you allowed yourself that gift? Why are you still standing in the shadow of your own shine? Why are you forgetting about the greatness within? And they're being very clear, it's the depths of the greatness within. It's more to it than going through the motions. Be it inside out. Don't wait for it to come. Call on it. Don't wait for it to come. Create it. Don't wait for it to come. Snatch it up. It's yours. This is yours. You haven't been in this spot for very long, but you will get stuck there if you don't do something about it now. And it just came out of nowhere. It's like it came out of nowhere. But what it is, it's not so much that it came out of nowhere. What it is your sensitivities are rising, your gifts are elevating, right? And so you're just more aware. Because even as I say that, I feel like this sharpness in my heart chakra, right? It was very faint, but I felt it, and it was very clear what it felt like. And it felt like heartache. And it's not even just about relationships. It's also how the state of the world affects you. How no matter how much you're elevating those that you love on a personal level, and even just loving the world, seeing how far behind they are. I was hearing both far behind, and how far behind they are, and how far beyond that you are. And it kind of came out as one word. They say, but don't you fret. Okay, what ancestor is that? Don't you fret, though. Yeah, don't you fret. That's exactly how they said, say, don't you fret. Don't you fret. It's all good, right? Don't hold on to the worry and the concern in that way. And don't worry about your future. Some of this stuff is coming in as the stuff that you are very aware of that comes in and out from time to time, and they're shining a big old light on it. So this isn't something that's like in the forefront all the time. And some of it is stuff that you haven't even allowed yourself to connect to, and they're shining a light because this year is meant to be huge for you. This year is meant to catapult you into a whole nother level in all areas, right? But there's just a few things to tweak, a few things to do. They just say you're never too far away from home to go back for a visit. And you know what that is, and I know what that is. We know what that is, right? You're never too far away to go back for a visit. When you go visit home, you don't necessarily move back in, right? You just go visit, you get that good love, you get that good boost, and then you keep it moving, go on and live life, you know? That's all. You're very much so capable, right? Very much so capable. There's like this energetic new level, but again, how it came in the beginning as our general message, very much so an energetic new level, but there's parts of you that are still operating in your level, right? That last up level, that was amazing, right? Still there, but you're meant to not be there no more. You've mastered that. Now it's time for that next, right? That next. And with this next is going to be multiple next all in one, all at one time. It's not going to be baby steps, right? It's like a rocket ship. It's not just like, okay, we're going to do this and then we're going to experience this for a while. Nope. It's like, okay, this next up level is going to be a major leap. And it's going to be a while before you're back in that state, right? Kind of like what I described I was going through. And I recognize what it is. It's because I'm up leveling. Y'all know, if you know, you know what happens when you be in them up levels, how you be like an infant again, and then your physical vessel be doing all kind of wacky stuff like worry, stress, fear, right? It's going to be a while before you experience one of those again after this one. But this one is major. And it's going to serve you in a major way, and it's going to serve those that you're meant to serve in a major way. Bring some depth to it, right? Bring some depth to it. Bring more of you to it, more of your soul to it, right? Yeah. Okay. That is your message, my beautiful sister. Now I'm going to read to see what you've been saying. Oh, your auntie. Okay, because it definitely was an ancestor, Fred. I'm like, okay, we're gonna say it how we get it. Michonne said, hey Alata, love you. Michonne said that resonates. Hey, okay, yes. I saw a big head. I thought she was talking to me. Michonne said, that's my auntie. Nia said, this is so beautiful to see and hear my sister shine as a beautiful butterfly she has always been. Oh, thank you, sister. Um, the vegan, oh, let me see, wait, what? Okay, Shanna, you changed your name. I see the picture. So, hey, welcome. The energy they're referring to is me cutting my locks off. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, yeah. They just said that was a good move. Michonne, as far as cutting your locks off, that was a good move. And also, when you grow them back again, don't dye them right away. Wear your free flowing hair for a little while. Mm. They're telling you to wear your free flowing hair for a while. Um, if you choose to get locks later down the line again, then do so. But whatever you do, don't dye it right away. You already know, though. You know. You already know. You already know. And also, it just came in to tell you don't be afraid of this next up level because it's going to be a major one. It's going to be a major one. A major one, right? A major one that's going to have you spinning, but not in a bad way, right? But it's just so major that it may be kind of foreign, but you're due. You're long overdue. Long overdue. You've been putting in. It's time. That's all. It's just time. But they're saying you must be prepared to receive it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, do it. The sooner the better. Do it. So yes, ma'am. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. Niet, you're next. So did you have a question, or were you doing a general? Um, let's see. Oh, thank you, Niet. Thank you for the donation on top of that. I appreciate it. Um, general. Okay. What message do you have for Niet? They telling me don't act like you're not already receiving what part of her message is. You just stalling because you done said this to her before. Because I'm literally like, yeah. So, okay. So, okay. Well, you tell me what to say because I was feeling it, but just give me the words. Yeah, you deserve more. You deserve more. It's time for you to stop shortchanging yourself. You deserve more. You deserve more. I would love to just dive deep with you so we can get to the root of what it is that's keeping you in the block. You remember, I think it was at the retreat where it came in that you, like when I see what all you do, but it's like it's not based on all that I see you doing and I feel you doing energetically, where you are and what you do don't match, right? And that's instantly what came in. And as I'm saying that, they're like, yeah, and this is where we're going to be today. This is what we're addressing today. It's time for you to stop giving so much and receiving so little. And it's coming in as an energy, right? It's time for you to start really surrounding yourself with people that give you the energetic match that you give to others, right? Because the way it's manifesting in your life, it's showing up in a lack of financial security, right? But it's not about the money. The money is just a byproduct, right? What it is, it's energy. It's energy. And what it's coming in as is that's different for everyone, but for you, it's about you learning how, being okay with accepting from others. It's really difficult for you to receive the same that you're willing to give. And that's typical at first for a lot of us misplaced light workers, right? Where that energy just misplaced. It's difficult for us to just receive. We always the giver, right? That is the major thing for you right now in the month of January, in this season, for you to choose is to be able to receive. This is what's creating that imbalance, right? It's about you getting in touch with why is it so difficult for you to receive? And you enjoy receiving, but it's something about receiving, and I'm hearing it makes you feel vulnerable, right? And vulnerability feels dangerous. It feels weak. It feels exposed. It feels like I'm at the mercy of someone and they are able to hurt me. Well, that may have been true for them people before, but the people you're attracting now, you're attracting on the level of where you are. So just as sincere as you are with your giving, just as genuine as you are with your love, right? And this isn't just about a relationship. Like, really, it didn't even start as that. It started as like what you're doing for people, business wise and in your personal life, right? Now you're in a space where you will attract you if you allow it. But it's about shaking off that old energy where you've been giving, and you haven't been receiving, because just like you're not allowing, I'm even hearing willing to receive from others in that way, like that deep way where you're just letting you receive, right? The universe is also showing up in that way. So when you allow yourself to receive, where you just sit back and you allow yourself to receive, and if you say, is this balanced? Is this balanced? Is this aligned balance? And if it's not, and when you're doing events and things like that, it's about you beginning to tap in and say, what does it serve the greatest good for the investment amount to be? Right? You're being called to map out with spirit what this season looks like for you. Okay, what are the things that I do that are for free? Right? What are the ways that I serve that don't require a monetary exchange of energy? Right? What are the things that I'm doing that I'm being called to do this year that do? Okay, start with the very first one you get. Okay, so what does it serve the greatest good for the investment amount to be for this? Here's one of the things that I used to do, right? And Spirit checked me. One of the things I used to say was, I remember when I was in a certain financial spot, and I choose for everyone to be able to work with me and have money not be an issue, right? That's what I choose. And then Spirit was like, but you also remember that the things that weren't in your budget, you made it happen. If somebody is choosing to do it, they gonna make it happen. And in order to make it happen, all they got to do is call on Tyrone, aka me, Spirit, right? God, the universe, the most high. And we gonna make it do what it do. Spirit then reminded me, you also have free stuff that you offer, right? That feeds the soul. Spirit then reminded me, you also have a team, and their investment amounts are lower, more affordable, right? And your standards for your team is that they are able to serve at the same level as you, right? So there you have it. So Spirit forced me to get out of my head, out of my ego, right? And that's coming in for you too. There's a level of that, right? There's a level of that. It might not be the exact same, but there's a level of that you're being called to get out of. And the way that I was able to be at ease and accept those ways the Spirit was guiding me, right? Whether it was an increase of the investment amounts, whether it was a decrease, whether it was a special, whatever it was, right? Was just letting Spirit guide it. Because when I was creating in here, I mean, it was a lot different. You know what I mean? It was a lot different. And there are times Spirit was like, it's time to increase. And I'd be hecka uncomfortable. Like, are you serious? And Spirit's like, yep. And I trust it. So you're being called to do that same thing. Get out of here and just allow Spirit to guide it, right? Also, you're being called to tap in more to your intuition, your gifts, right? And there's some more development that's necessary, right? So that you are in that space of full trust. So start with the whole thing that came in the general, just that first thing you hear, going with it. It's time for you to sever some connections. It's like people that you were in business with, like showing up with, they're not aligned with you in that way. And so it's time for you to also sit down and take a look at those that are around you, you know, that's a part of your brand, right? That aren't really a part of your brand. And it's time for you to disconnect, right? This is your year. This is our year, y'all. This is our year, okay? And it's your year. You're going to get out of it what you put into it. And your put into it is showing up in reverse. Like you're being called to pull your energy in. Your energy is in so many channels right now, right? And your energy is all over the place. And this isn't bad, right? It's time to pull it in. It's so all over the place that there's almost like this feeling of emptiness, like this lack of being able to feel within myself, right? So as you pull your energy in, you'll be able to feel more of what truly resonates. The one thing that you're for sure of is your purpose, your mission, why you're doing what you're doing. That doesn't change. It's just how you're doing it that you're being called to change. Just slight tweaks. Okay, they said tell her that's all we're gonna give her. Go get started on that. So that's your message. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. Let me see what you were saying. And you said yes, it does make me feel vulnerable. I choose to receive. Wait, let me start at the beginning of what you were saying. Michonne said, I love that I receive it. Thanks, my beautiful sister. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. And thank you for being here. Thank you to all of y'all that are here today. I appreciate it. Yes, that I deserve more. Absolutely. It's time for me to stop giving so much and receiving so little. I'm surrounding myself with people that give me the energetic match. Yes, ma'am. I choose to receive. Yes, it makes me feel vulnerable. Aditra laughing at Tyrone, aka Spirit. You better call on Tyrone. Nia said correct. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, y'all. I'm gonna pull one more card for us. Well, two. I'm gonna pull from each of the decks for us as a collective. We did pretty good, you guys. We had 1 minute, 29 seconds, and 54 seconds. And while I'm doing this, I am going to officially make the announcement. The Activating You Accelerator Retreat is in April. April 21st through the 24th. It's going to be in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And, I had presented it to the Soul Sisters that attended the last all-inclusive retreat. And even those that are in the Activating You mentorship, the Early Goddess Special. And it was for a period of time, but I was guided to actually do an Early Goddess Special for everybody. So we have an Early Goddess Special going on for the month of January. If you secure your spot, you will get it at the Early Goddess Special. And the bonus is you'll also receive a one-on-one session with me after the retreat. We'll do a Zoom session. And shoot, the bonus alone is valued at what? Y'all, I don't even know. Those of you that know, it's over 1K. So, okay. So anyways, oh, look at that. All these are for us. Are they in reverse? Okay, read them how you get them. So we have community in the upright. We have door to romance in reverse. We have patience in reverse and anxiety in reverse. Okay, all the cards came in reverse except community. And let me go ahead. I'm gonna put them like they came. So y'all already know what the community card is saying. There is a very important component of community, right? Community is important for so many reasons, so many reasons. And this also reminds me of the alumni program, right? So those of you that were in Activating You in the mentorship but are no longer choosing to do sessions, there is an alumni program where you're able to invest in being in the group so that you can go live, share your wins, you can go live, post, and then also have your sisters around you just for the community of it all, because that in and of itself is very important when you're on this journey, right? The door to romance, the reason that came in reverse is because right now, for those of you that are in this space of choosing to have that new love come in, you're being called to really focus on working on you and not to be focused on that new love coming in. Set the intention of what you're choosing that to be, but then go back to focusing on you, pouring all of your energy into you. By doing that, just by doing that, you will naturally attract that, right? Patience came in reverse because, we were taught that patience is a virtue, but this isn't a time to be patient, right? You don't have to wait for what it is that you're choosing. You can simply decide that I'm choosing to have it now, right? So guide me into all that I'm required to do so that I can have it now, whatever it is, whatever that, and don't focus on it as the things, right? But it as the feeling, right? So when you think in terms of reaching your level of healing where you're now in your maintenance phase, what does that feel like, right? That's what you're being called to focus on. When you think of having that love that was designed for you, what does that feel like? Or even the love you're in, having it elevate to the optimal level of however it can be, right? Where everything's aligned, multiple orgasms. Because, sometimes for some people, when you've been in that connection for a long time, it ain't as multiple as it used to be. Now, I'm claiming that my life is totally different, I mean, what's his name? Petey Pablo said it best. That's me. So we good. But he might get old. He might become an old man, right? But seriously, what does it feel like, right? When your business is thriving or you're in that career, what does it feel like? These are the things you're being called to focus on. Not the it, but the feeling. And anxiety. Whew, anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. For some of you, okay, we know that there are medical things, right? And for some of you, I'm not a doctor, but a lot of the things that we have on a physical ailment level, it can be connected to something emotional, spiritual, some sort of trauma, right? Some sort of energetic block, right? And so, what I encourage you to do is get in the habit of speaking to those parts of you. When you're feeling something, not looking at it as, oh, let me go take this pill to numb me, right? So I can feel better, right? Get in the habit of saying, okay, I feel you. What are you saying to me right now? What's creating this feeling? And what can I do to make you feel better? You would be surprised how much the part of you that is showing up feeling, whether it's anxiety, depression, stress, worry, what it will reveal to you, right? What it will reveal to you. But just be open to actually receiving and slowing down enough to actually receive it, right? Because sometimes we're just moving too fast. Sometimes we're feeling out of whack, but we don't even know why or what's causing it because we're just going, going, going. Slow down. There's no hurry. This is the season of slowing down and feeling, right? Remember, we said before, you got to feel it to heal it, right? You got to feel it to heal it. This isn't just about allowing what you buried to be felt in that emotional way. This is about allowing yourself to be able to feel deep enough to even know that there's something to heal. And it don't matter how far we've come on our journey, right? Sometimes as healers, as coaches, as whatever label we have in this 3D realm, right? Sometimes we feel in order for me to be the expert or in order for me to be this and that, I got to be, that was thrown out the window a long time ago, right? We are spiritual beings in this human vessel. We are living our experiences and we're just sharing the gift of who we are. We don't have to be anything except who we are in every moment, right? And y'all remember the never ending story, right? It's never ending. We healing, we maintaining, right? So let's see, what do you have? You said both decks, so here we go. Raise your vibration is a mantra that calls me to light up. So you know what? You can add this to your daily thing to say to yourself, I am so grateful that my vibration is raised to its highest state. And so it is. I'm so grateful. My vibration is raised to its highest state. And I'm so grateful that I attract the things that are a vibrational match to me. And so it is. So yeah, that is all, y'all. That's our spiritual Empower Hour, our first one in 2024. We'll be doing this every first Sunday of the month at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you're new, welcome, right? If you're new, welcome. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And for those of you that have been with me for as long as you have, I'm so grateful. Thank you for being here and joining us. And also, y'all, do me a favor. I'd like to ask you for 2024 to start sharing. Start sharing the posts, start sharing the lives, start sharing the videos that make you laugh or the videos that deliver something to you, and inviting others to join our community, right? Start sharing. And not just the Ashford Scott Lifescope and stuff, but each other's stuff too. You know? Start commenting, right? Start engaging so that we can together get these messages out, right? Because together we're shifting the collective consciousness of humanity. And it takes more than just one of us, right? It takes all of us. So that would be super appreciated for you guys to start doing that. If this video resonated with you at all, share it on your Facebook. Invite others to watch and invite them to join us next month, all right? So let me see what y'all are saying before I oh, thank you. Diamond said, don't forget to hit that like button. Let me see. Hey, Deasia. Yes, I love the new name. I love it. Let it be known. Make it clear. Stephanie said, I love that affirmation. Don't forget. Thank you. I was about to say what you said again, Diamond. Thank you. Michonne said, thank you for all you do. Thank you. Thank you so much, y'all. This was so good. So good. You know, that little break that I was guided to take, it was totally spirit led. And I'm actually really glad that I did. I didn't realize, y'all, that I really wasn't taking any off days. Like, for real, for real. I had days where I didn't do sessions or I didn't respond to, Voxer or in the group, but I was still checking emails. I was still communicating with my team. I was still working in that way. And so I can't even just say it was last year where I didn't have no days off, because it was probably more than that. But I was reaching a point of like just exhaustion, you know what I mean? And Spirit checked me and was like, okay, sister girl, first of all, why you off on the weekends? You working longer days. And by the time you have a 7:30 p.m. session with somebody that's on the West Coast, you tired, right? And you ain't got no kids in school. Your man ain't off on the weekend. So why is the weekend the weekend? And then Spirit got real fancy on me and said, your off days Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So you taking 3. Right? But now that I'm available on the weekend, those of you that are on the West Coast, that like the weekday, you know what I mean? So I'm just grateful. It's all Spirit led. I done had this whole little schedule worked out and been that way since 2016. And Spirit was just like, child, make it make sense. Just do this little tweak right here, and it's all good. This Sunday thing with Spirit too. So I'm grateful. It feels good. It feels good. So thank you, Anitra. Thank you, Niet. Oh, thank you, Michon. Michon said, I'm proud of you for listening. I just came off a break myself. Yeah, on the 14th through the 19th, I'm going to Mexico again, but this time by myself. This is my first like full on solo trip by myself. Y'all can't tell, but I have Invisalign. When we had the last all inclusive retreat, I had got my started the process of my implant, because this tooth right here, I used to have I had, what was that? The thing that they put on a crown, is that what it is? And I had it for years, since I believe either before my son, who'll be 20 next month, was born, or right around when he was born. And so it got loose and they fixed it at one point. And then the second time, years later, I called myself, I popped it off, right? Well, I could have just went and got it fixed again. So anyways, what started happening was my teeth started to shift. And I had this one tooth my whole life that was slightly like pushed in right there, and it got worse. So I went and had that done. They put the screw in. I go back, they're going to put the rest of the implant on and then give me my permanent retainers. But my partner was seeing at first if he was going to be able to go, but he wasn't able to go. My mom was waiting to see if he was going to go, to see if she was going to go. And then Spirit was like, this is your time to just go by yourself, right? And I'm going. And Spirit's like, and it's a sabbatical. You can record content, but you're going to like totally disconnect and really just connect with me and really just, recharge. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you guys ever travel to Mexico, let me know. When I love to cut out the middleman with stuff that don't require a middleman. And so when my mom and I arrived for the last retreat, the guy who took us to the dentist from the airport was shady. He was shady, and I recognize the shade, but what you gonna do? Not pay the man after he gypped you and double charged you? Whatever. So the dentist called someone to come, and her name is Ariana. She's so amazing, so sweet. So I asked her if she would mind, like, being our driver while we're there. And so we just call her on WhatsApp, text her. She comes, and she was literally our driver. So I let her know I'd be coming back whenever I come back. Would she be willing? She said yes. And if anybody I know comes, so if you're ever there in Puerto Vallarta and you require driving, a driver, I'll give you her information. For me personally, it feels very comfortable and safe. You know what I mean? Number one, to not have to go through whatever system they use for drivers, but to just be able to contact her directly. And then also her energy's so good. So if you're ever out there and you require something similar, I'll share her info. She said I could. So yeah, thank you, Alexa. Yes, I'm gonna be resting, y'all. I'm in walking distance of the beach and a bunch of restaurants, but a lot of it's gonna be spent me in bed. That's the crazy part. I'm sure I'm gonna go to the beach too to get some of that good salt water, some of that good cleansing. But I'm gonna be in bed, meditating and praying and having conversations with self and source. Shoot, getting the map for this next season. So I'm excited. But yeah, it's my first solo trip. I mean, of course, I've flown out of the country alone before, because we have retreats out of the country, but I'm always meeting up with my sisters, but this is the first time just being there, and it's just me. and spirit, you know. So yeah. So yes, yes, yes. I'm kind of chuckling because we had jokes that like they're gonna try to make me a mule or try to sex traffic me. I mean, obviously we joking, and I canceled deleted it even though it was a joke. But and then what happened with Ariana? I saw a notification on WhatsApp that she changed her number, y'all. So I was like, "Oh, spirit, how you up leveling me right now? Cause I'm about to do this solo trip, and Ariana's not the one driving me." I was like, you know what, spirit got me. I'm just turning it over. Soon as I said that, I kid you not, WhatsApp's like, if you'd like to communicate with her new number, click here. I didn't know like you could do that. I'm just like, I went to message her and it's saying her number was changed. But as soon as I turned it over, it was like, you could communicate with her new number. I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. But it happens like that a lot. I'm going to share this and I'm going to let y'all go for real. Oh, 14444. That's the one we've been on. But anyways, so I have noticed something a lot lately, and you may notice this too. But if I'm in a certain space, right? Like say if I'm feeling a way about an individual or a situation, the moment I'm like, you know what? I'm choosing to show up in love. I'm choosing to have more compassion for that person, then it's like something will be revealed or I'll be like, well, why does this person, right? And then the moment I say that, like the answer comes and it's just like, you know what I mean? So pay attention to stuff like that because it's been happening a lot, a lot. It's like once we choose to show up in that higher frequency, then it's all revealed, right? It's all shifted and it's quick now. We don't have to wait. It's quick. It's just dependent on us. Spirit is like, let me show you. Let me show you how powerful your mind is. Let me show you how powerful your thoughts are. Let me show you how much of a powerful creator you are. And let me show you how you be blocking your own blessings. Okay, let me tell you what came up, your own shit. That's really what came. I'm being PG right now. But literally, right? Let me show you. The moment you decide to just show up in compassion, show up in love, show up in faith, look what happens. So them times, like if I had been there and I had been in fear, number one, it would have took forever for me to see that message because I wouldn't have picked up my phone, right? I picked up my phone at that point because I was done. I was like, this spirit got me. And so I was done being in that frequency and now I see it. But if I stayed in that frequency, I wouldn't have saw it till later. So I spent all this time in that low frequency, right? And being in that frequency would be affecting my life in other areas, in other ways because of the frequency, right? So it's just like it's all connected. Once we just turn it over, stuff gets revealed, stuff be happening. We just got to get out of our way, right? It serves our highest good for sure to just get out of our way. But yeah, that's all, y'all. That's all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Anitra. Yeah, I'm excited. It's necessary. And this year I'm choosing to be, more balanced. There have been times where where it's something that requires something and it's like I get the okay, like, okay, you can go ahead and work on this day, but it's always an exchange. If you work on Monday, guess what? You taking another day off that week, So yeah, that balance had been a thing for me. And sometimes it's like I would forget I was off and I'd be working. And I'd be like, wait, I'm off today. I'm off today. You know? So that balance came in for all of us today. It's just all about creating it. It's all about creating it. So yeah. And one of the things that I've been doing, and I'm sharing, I said I was gonna let y'all go. I'm sharing this because I know that many of us may either have had this be a difficulty or it may still be. But one of the things that I've been doing with like my family outside of like the soul, outside of like, oh, we just got back on. But anyways, thank you, Deasia. I've been expressing to them how with me doing the work that I do, like I love my work and it don't feel like work. But the thing is, it's very, very energetically taxing, draining, all those things, right? Not in a negative way at all, but it is. So when I'm not serving, right? Oftentimes I'm vegged out. I'm either in the bed, I'm either, like I'm just not present to be there like I used to be, right? And it was tough for me to share that, but I've been sharing that more frequently and more freely with those outside of my circle of service, right? Because I just don't have it in me outside of that to serve, And so that's something that standing up and speaking that truth has created a whole nother layer and level of balance. And so as I'm being guided to share this, something for you to take with you as you move into your next season is to be okay with speaking your truth, whatever that is and whatever that looks like, and not being more concerned with others than you are with yourself, because that's really what it's about, right? When we're giving from a space where it's like, I just feel like resting, but oop, they waiting on me, or oop, they've been calling me, or oop, right? And it may not be those specifics for you, but we can all say in some point of our lives, we have done that, where we're so concerned with how they may interpret my level of love, right, based on me either doing what they're expecting me to do or not. And the reality of it is, do you love them? How they interpret your level of love based on you doing what they choose for you to do or not, that's a them problem, right? But we're being called to just remember that putting our mask on first, can't pour from an empty cup. You know what I mean? And whether we're coaches or healers or whatever titles we may have, we're all serving on some capacity, right? We all are. And so it's just about making sure you're not pouring from that empty cup, taking care of you, you know? So, yeah, that's all. That's all. But anyways, I'm sending y'all love. Follow each other, y'all, so y'all could be in the know of what each other's doing too. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Love you. Thank you for joining. Bye. Now look, I'm all bye. Like that was my dramatic exit. And now it's like, okay, how do you log off from the cell phone? Let us remember.